What's up, folks? How y'all doing? Kenny Quasar, 1970 Firebird, a true phoenix. I really don't know the history of the Firebird. I didn't look into it, but my imagination or my thoughts or the facts are that the 1960s Firebird, I think it started from 1968. I think Firebird went to 1968 through 1969. There was only made 2 years of them, I think. And then after 1969 came the second generation, and that was this one that I have. This is the Virgin generation vehicle. And if you don't know what I mean, you know what I mean. If I started making a vehicle in 1968 and the one in 1969 looked just like the one in 1968, that's called a first generation. That's called a generation. So the 1968 was the original generation version. Just like this 1970 is the original generation version for a second generation. So I think it went from 1970, 71, 72, 73, 74, it began to change. 75, 76, it changed. It became a different vehicle in 76. Everything changed in 76. So this Joker lasted from 1970 to 77, was 6 years in his generation. Now, I don't know anything about that third generation. But this Joker here was the big dog, hard muscle car that the people who could afford a car could get it, because Firebird wasn't as expensive as Camaro, because everybody wanted Camaro, but the Firebird was a step up from the Camaro in sports design. The Chevrolet was always smooth and elegant, like the Impala, a beautiful being of a beast, smooth, and it knows where it is going, and it can get away, it'll get away. The Firebird is more of a predator type of vehicle. The Firebird the symbol was the phoenix, and that phoenix rose from the dust of fire, and that Joker would prey on anything that he would eat, anything he would devour. He would put fire on it, it'd just be consumed. The dashboard in the Firebird was the main thing that set it off different. The dashboard and the front cap was made in the rear cap. That's what made it different from the Camaro, because the body style and everything is the same. It was the interior that made this car different. Excuse me. And something about the interior, the people in Europe or wherever, I don't know where they are. I don't know what happened. They bought one of these mugs and they went over there to their Trans Am, and then that's when they had the special Trans Am version that went over to Europe to race in that Trans Am series. And that's when it became more famous. That dash, like in the Camaro dash, it was smooth and elegant. The Camaro dash was smooth, silky. The curves were real fine in general. The Firebird had the dash was more sportsmanship. It had gauges and all kind of switches and all kind of stuff that you could see on the Firebird. It was more like an aircraft engine on the inside of it, including the console. The console had buttons and stuff on it too, So, and I think that was the Firebird. The General Motors car came out with that T-top version of the Firebird. Man, the people in California went crazy. This car right here was a California car, just to let you guys know, which is the reason why it's such good shape. My cousin, he kept it in really good condition. Really good condition. Because it never rained in California. When this joker went to Mississippi, Tennessee, man, it did rust start eating it up. Well, so I'm here to say, after I done talked about the Firebird, I'm talking about this. Let's see my cornflakes. I'm getting ready to eat. This morning, I think today is the 18th or 19th of May. I don't know. It's May sometime or another. After Augusta's birthday. Happy birthday. And Saturday's the day that I play with this stupid car. It's not really stupid. But anyway, this area here is the area of the back seat. People stand on this. People stand. Big people get up on this thing and stand on it. I would hate for them to see how hard that metal is. That motherfucking metal is hard. It's hard as a rock, and I don't want to cut that out. I'm just not going to do it. Compared to this, see my milk right there. Compared to this thin metal here, look at this stuff, man. Are you kidding? You let a 100-pound person get on that after a few times of bending up and down and up and down and up and down, and people getting in and out of the back of that thing. As you know, as you keep taking metal and bending up and down, not to say a whole bunch of people going to be getting in and out while I've got it, but after the children get it, they may have friends and stuff that be getting in and out of this thing, you know. So, thing about it is, if you got to fix it in the future, you know what happens. I had a documentary of it, but I'm thinking about cutting instead of. You see how I cut it originally? I had cut it. I hope I don't drop anything in my milk. I had cut it to fit up that scale there, up on the sides. See. And then I realized, well, the more that you leave as far as space between the two metals, the more possibility that there may be rust in the future or moisture. And the main reason was because I didn't want any seam between there and there to get any moisture. If someone wastes something or some water got in the car and got down in there, I wasn't able to get that out. That's the reason why I cut this up here like this, so that joker would just go down in there instead of going into the seam and staying, going into the seam and staying in the seam until the weather dried out. But you stay out here in Vegas, you stay in Vegas, you ain't gonna have no problem with that motherfucker drying out, boy, because they get 200 degrees inside of a car out here. Anyway, I'm thinking about cutting it more, like special cutting the motherfucker, just cut this here, which is what those things are designed for anyway. Just cut it here. I am not gonna cut this here. I'm gonna leave this metal here, but that black metal, I'm gonna cut it here or here somewhere, somewhere where it won't be so difficult to weld, because it's hard welding to the side. It's more easier welding straight down. So if I cut that joker right along that line there, that's gonna leave this little rust spot here, which I'm willing to take a chance on that, because this metal here is good. It's good metal right there. It's good metal. So, and then cut it on around. I don't know if I'm gonna cut it on around this way or not, because this metal's kind of weak right here. It's not really weak, but it's kind of weak. There's no other way to do it, because moisture get down in there, and that's gonna fuck some shit. Mess up something. Sorry. So I'm thinking about cutting around here, cut it along here, and cut it straight down that line right there. So then I can go right across there, a little lower than what I had officially planned. This part here, I believe, is rusted. That part is rusted. I won't be able to weld to that part down. And then, I even thought about done, but you see how badly rusted that is. There's no way in the world. I think that I should really, because that's the edge, So I'm going to leave this part here. I'm going to leave that there. That part, I'm going to leave that and cut on down there. So you guys wish me luck. All right, I'm just checking in on you. All right, appreciate it. Again, 1970 Firebird. Let me show you my face so y'all know who it is. What's up? Yeah. All right, talk to y'all later.